cracking, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Themed Team Thursday. I'm getting better at saying that. And if you haven't already guessed by the look of it, by now, the theme of this team is a Team Rocket / Giovanni team. So that's why I'm bringing the Persian, the Crobat, Rhyperior, Arbok, Weezing, and Nidoking. Pretty powerful. And my opponent today is going to be Tempo, who's bringing the Luxray, Volcarona, Snorlax, Swampert, Alakazam, and Greninja. It's a miracle we're not seeing a Talonflame and a Charizard Y and everything, because I'm getting so tired of seeing those things. It's just ruining the game a little bit for me, but whatever. Let's just jump right into this bad boy, shall we? So Tempo's issuing the challenge as I lead off with Meow Now, the Persian. Couldn't think of a better nickname at the moment. But he leads off with Greninja, so I'm like, alright. Probably want to go for a Dark Pulse, but I'm going to go for a Fake Out because, interestingly enough, this Persian has Technician and a Silk Scarf. So that Fake Out's going to do a crap ton. And he does go for that Dark Pulse. So I'm like, alright, let's see how much this does first before I opt to go for a U-turn. And, of course, he gets the flinch. So I'm like, what? You serious? So I got a hard switch out, and I go into my Crobat, Shade. Now, I went out into Crobat, predicting, another Dark Pulse, which he went for. But here you'll see he actually goes for the extra sensory, which sucks a crap ton because I didn't get to use my Crobat at all. So Shade is going to go down to that. But as you all know from the Serpent battle before, anytime you see a Greninja Arbok's on the scene, you know what I do. Come on, you know what I do. After that Intimidate pops up, you know what's going to happen. Don't tell me you don't. I go for the Sucker Punch again. Woo! Don't sleep on an Arbok, man. Snakes eat frogs, not the other way around. So that's the second time this Arbok, Medusa, has killed a Greninja. So now he goes into an Alakazam here, and I'm like, alright, let's see what you're gonna do. You're pretty frail. I don't think you're gonna go for a straight off Psychic because you know I packed the Sucker Punch. So let's see what you're gonna do here. And most likely, you probably go for a setup move or something. As he traces my Intimidate, so I'm like, okay, that's kind of hindering there. It's gonna make him live a little longer, if anything. Despite his frailness. But yeah, Sucker Punch does fail as he goes for a Calm Mind. So I'm like, alright, that's kind of bad news because I don't really have any special walls on my team besides Rhyperior, and if he has Focus Blast, Rhyperior's not going to like that. Anyways, I have to switch out at this point because I want to start chipping away at this thing. So I do go into Rhinox, my Rhyperior here. This guy's just so heavy. As he does go for another Calm Mind. So I'm like, alright, I see your tactics. I see them. So, he's at +2 special attack, +2 special defense right now, which is pretty scary, but fortunately, he doesn't go for a Focus Blast, and I'm a physical attacker, so shouldn't be too bad. We do manage to get off one Earthquake, which I guess is better than nothing, and it almost kills him. It's such a dang tease. Like, come on. Couldn't just get a crit and take him out. So I'm like, alright, I need to save my Rhyperior for later because he is a powerhouse. And so yeah, I go back into Meow now, hoping for another Shadow Ball, which he does go for. And I'm like, sweet! So I go for the Fake Out. I'm surprised he didn't try to preserve this Alakazam. I don't know why he would, I guess, because I have Sucker Punch. But like, yeah. So that Alakazam dies to a Persian. Who would have thunk? You wouldn't have thought that the moment you saw the lineup, would ya? So he brings out this shiny Swampert now. And I'm like, oh crap. Physical attacker. Okay, me U-turn out. I do have a Weezing on my team who can eat this thing's attacks up. And I do have the Will-O-Wisp on Weezing. So I go out into Flatulence here, farting all over the place. Just like, as he goes with the Power-Up Punch. So I'm like, alright. Nice. Too bad I don't have Flame Body. That should be like Weezing's hidden ability, like Flame Body. Because I mean, like, it has smoke coming out of it, right? So it must be hot inside. It's a floating ball of gas. But anyways, we both carry the leftovers. So I'm like, okay. Bulky-ass Swampert sitting out in front of me. Alright, so I do go for the Will-O-Wisp, and Weezing friggin' misses the Will-O-Wisp. I'm like, come on, man. So he decides to be cool and go for a Curse, being like, oh yeah, I'm getting all these stat boosts. And I'm like, really, man? Really? And now I'm like, I could go for another Will-O-Wisp, but I don't want to risk it. So, you know what? I'm going to go for the Clear Smog. So, I don't think he was expecting that. Probably ticked him off a little bit. But that took care of all the stat changes there. So that Waterfall is not going to do as much as it should have with those +2 attack boosts. But he does score a crit here, and I'm like, really, Weezing? Come on, you already look like you hate your life enough. Don't make me hate mine. But I'm going to go for another Will-O-Wisp here, because if I can cut this thing's attack down, that's going to help a crap ton for late battle. But he does, and he goes, well, he probably did predict the Will-O-Wisp. Why wouldn't you? He goes out into Volcarona. I should have been smarter and, acted on that, but of course I didn't. So I'm sitting here with like a fiery bug in my face, and I'm like, great, that's great. I don't even have the stealth rocks up, so I gotta pull Flatulence back because I will need him for that Swampert. So I go back out into Rhinox here, thinking that, you know, I should be able to take at least 2 of whatever this Volcarona wants to throw at me. And he goes for a Fiery Dance. Okay, could have been worse, could have been worse. And he actually gets the special attack boost there. And I'm like, seriously? Is this what's gonna happen in this team's debut? Really? We're gonna get all the hacks against me? He goes to another Fiery Dance. Of course, it doesn't miss. Why would it? And it's gonna take Rhinox out, which sucks because I need Rhinox, man. This thing, and he rubs it in with a freaking critical hit and another special attack boost. So at this point, I'm just sitting there like, well, you know what? Screw you, Volcarona. Screw you. At least I can land a fake out with Meow now again, which is always nice, and that does a reasonable amount of damage. And I do outspeed, so I go for a Swift, which is boosted by Stab, Stab, Technician, and Silk Scarf. So, you know, I could have went for the return, but return's played out, so I went for Swift instead. But he does go for a Fiery Dance, and at this point, I'm like, yeah, whatever. Whatever, man. Raise your special attack all you want, you stupid bug. I like Volcarona. Like, don't get me wrong, but I mean, like, damn you, stupid bug. So I go into this, I go into Medusa here, and he knows I packed a Sucker Punch, so I predict him to go for a Quiver Dance, but he actually went for the Hurricane, and he missed, so holy crap. Luck finally is on our side for the time being. So we managed to take this thing out with an Earthquake, and I'm like, yeah, chalk 2 up for Arbok. So he brings in this Luxray here, Shiny Luxray, which is going to intimidate Medusa, so that's not really the most ideal thing to happen here. And I'm not sure if this thing can learn Earthquake or what, because it ruined me with my Torterra before, with Ice Fang, so I'm like, I ain't taking no chances this time. So I go into my Physical Wall, Flatulence, and he scores another freaking crit on the Thunder Fang. And I'm like, seriously? Seriously? Wow. Bad things happen when Weezings are on the field. For me, at least. I don't know. But I go back out into Medusa because I wanted to get the Intimidate off, figuring that, you know, if I could live another Thunder Fang and not get paralyzed twice in a row, I could take this thing out with an Earthquake and a Sucker Punch. So, he goes for the second Thunder Fang there, and I'm holding my breath there, being like, are you gonna get a crit? He doesn't, and we go for an Earthquake and successfully land it. How about that? And he lives it. So, you know what? We went for the Sucker Punch anyways, because, yeah. So, chalk 3 up for Arbok. 3 kills for an Arbok. That's gotta be a world record somewhere. Come on. So he goes back out into this Swampert, and I'm like, crap. This problem, like, I can't take a ground move from this thing at all. So I go for a Sucker Punch, and he actually went for the Curse there. So I'm like, alright. You're pretty much rubbing it in my face. So at this point, you know, the battle's going a lot downhill here. Had Weezing have landed that Will-O-Wisp that I tried to use with it before, then we would have been in a different situation here. But, you know what, I said screw it, let me just go for an Earthquake here, see how much damage I can chalk up to it, and we get a crit, so at least the crits are kind of evening out. I believe he still got one more than us. But this Waterfall is going to take Arbok out. But she put in work, man. 3 kills. That's nothing to sleep on. So, as this Swampert gets additional HP, I go back out into Flatulence one last time, go for another Will-O-Wisp, holding my breath, then lo and behold, he misses it again. And I'm like, damn it, Weezing, you suck. You just suck. Just get out of my face. If there was another Physical Wall I could have used for this Team Rocket team, you know, besides Rhyperior, I would have gladly used it at this point, because Weezing, you just let me down. So I got into Nidoking here, and I'm like, there's nothing I can do at this point, unless Earth Power scores a crit, and I'm like, come on, crit, and I don't get it. And that's pretty much good game for me. This Earthquake is gonna take me out, and you know, that sucked. I'm not gonna lie, I mean, he had one more Pokemon, it was that Snorlax, which I could have handled, man. I could have handled that thing. Could have handled it like some I don't know, some good food or something. But yeah, kind of a bitter loss in this team's debut, but fun nonetheless. I'm just excited. Like, I chose to upload this because Arbok got 3 kills, man. Like, when do you see an Arbok get 3 kills? Yeah. But anyways, guys, hope you remember to smash that like button for me, because it always helps me out a crap ton. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. to go for the explosion. It's just too funny not to. I was like, whoa, dude. But I look like an idiot there because it doesn't take the Don fan out. And Mr. Clean dies. And it sucks.